Does Tua value his own life?
I'm not gonna hold you. That's a crazy way to start this video off.
Hey, man, I mean, it's true. Tua is talking about how he doesn't want to wear the Guardian cap. We got our boy Flemlo Raps here today. He's going to explain to us the problem with Tua not wanting to wear the Guardian cap. You know, Osage, what is your opinion on the Guardian cap?
As a proud Miami Dolphins fan and Alabama Crimson Tide fan, I ain't gonna lie to you, bruh. I'm gonna need that boy to put that Guardian cap on. No cap. A lot of things happen in our seasons that we've had him where it's just like his lack of availability, just due to getting smacked up across the side of the head, has just either killed our playoff chances, messed up our season. I think at this point, you either got to wear the cap, bro, or you just got to retire, fam.
All right, man. Well, let's see what Flemlo Raps has to say about it.
While I agreed that I thought Tua should retire from football, I also understood that when a decision is yours, it's a whole lot harder than people that's not you like to try to make it seem. They be acting like it's just cut and dry. But if you take and turn that mirror around on them, then you'll probably see a life paralyzed with indecision. And I'm talking about all of us that refuse to make moves that are quote unquote obvious to everybody else. So when it comes to the discussion of Tua just retiring, I got my opinion, but I wholeheartedly respect his decision to continue on a path that he's put the majority of his energy into for most of his life. But another decision that he spoke on recently, in my opinion, got way less nuance. To wear a Guardian cap or not to wear a Guardian cap. When you're Tua Tagovailoa at this point in your career, when asked if he would wear one, he kept it real short. He said, quote, "Nope. Personal decision." And it is a personal decision. He's the one that gets to make it. But I think it's also a foolish and
like, that's just insane. You are Tua Tagovailoa. You are the guy known for getting concussions. I'm talking about your head gets banged on the ground like a basketball. It gets dribbled all the time. You're famous because you were throwing up gang signs on the ground. And now you're refusing to wear a Guardian cap because of personal choice. Please tell me, what's the logic in that thought process, Tua? I just don't get it.
Bro, I couldn't explain that to you even if I tried. I'm really sitting here like, fam, I've watched you literally start throwing up C's like you're a Crip. I've seen you literally just lay there like a body bag in a fucking goddamn, in a Call of Duty Black Ops lobby. It's like at this point, bro, with the amount of injuries you've had with this, just put on the cap. Yeah, it doesn't look good. It makes you look like, I ain't gonna lie, it makes you look like a bitch. All right, not gonna hold you. It makes you look like a bobblehead. But fam, you got kids. You got like 3 children. You got a wife. All right, you got a badass wife at home, and you've made what? You got a guaranteed contract. All right, bro. $100 million guaranteed, bro. Pack it up, fam. I ain't gonna lie. Either wear it or retire. One of the two.
You got a badass wife at home, bro. All right, bro. That's too much. That's at what point does the dick suck get crazy? You know, you got a badass wife at home.
Bro, all right. See, this is the issue with y'all, bro. Play the damn video.
Prideful decision. I got a problem with him, and today I'm here to discuss that. To start out, I asked myself, what real reasons would he have to make a choice like that? And especially just be so cut and dry about it. I don't know. Let's weigh the pros and the cons. Pros: utilize the maximum protection available. When every concussion is now making you ponder retirement, even a 5% protection increase would be worth it. Reduced risk is reduced risk. Why not use whatever protection that they have available? Cons: you look kind of goofy with a big ass helmet on. So you've been diagnosed with your 3rd concussion in 2 years, and most of the public believes there's really been at least 4. We also know that Tua's body reacts to these concussions in a more—
Come on, man. You care about looking goofy with the Guardian cap? Guardian cap?
Why did they have to put this clip in here, bruh? I need to see this again. I didn't need to see this again. This nigga. I ain't gonna lie. Now I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. He does have Samoan genetics, so he can get away with a lot of things me and you can't get away with. I ain't gonna hold you. At the same time though, bro, it's like Yeah, you're gonna look goofy. You kind of already look stupid when you get on the field getting knocked out by Damar Hamlin. You know, a dead man walking. It's like at that point, bro, just put on the helmet. If Damar Hamlin is giving you concussions, put the helmet on, bro. Just put it on, man.
Hey, bro, a corpse gave you a concussion, bro. You gotta shield. You put the guardian cap on, bro.
All right, see, now you ain't have to say it like that. I didn't even say it like that. See, that's the issue with y'all.
More violent manner than any other player we've seen. The rule to wear guardian caps in game was probably a way for the league to try to get some good publicity, protect against future lawsuits, and all of those crude big business type moves they known to make. Now, for a lot of people, we recognize this and want to write it off immediately. And I've done that plenty times, but it don't always feel right. And recently, I think I figured out why that is, because that's a super passive way to interact with the world. Every single person in every situation is trying to gain something from it. Money, friendship, loyalty, status, acceptance, reassurance. Everybody wants something. And I realized that whether I participate or not, those gains are likely still gonna be made. So why not take the time to actually do the math and see if whatever they offering provides me with a net positive or net negative. Now, their intentions are a part of the equation, but it's not the whole math problem just cut and dry, you know? For Tua, I believe wearing a guardian cap is an easy net positive for him specifically. And I tested that theory by asking one question: are guardian caps even proven to work? The answer to this question is the answer to the whole thing. If there's any chance that the guardian caps help reduce the chances of another concussion, and the only drawback is that you look a little crazy, Tua Tagovailoa should absolutely wear one. But
I mean, I think the caps work. The caps are really just extra padding on the outside of the helmet that makes like the crash, you know, the getting your head slammed onto the ground, onto the turf. It makes it just slightly better. It's like that's the entire point. That's why we need it. That's why you need it, Tua. That's why you need it.
You need it is crazy, but yeah, you got a point there. I mean, yeah, they 100% work. There's no way the NFL would give these players this option to utilize something if this shit just didn't work. And it wouldn't make no sense for it not to work anyway. So, I mean, hey.
do the caps work? I was hoping that a quick Google search would give me a straightforward answer, and boom, something nicely summed up and just tied with a bow. But it was more complicated than that, and it's gonna take longer to explain. Courses, wearing a guardian cap reduces the intensity of player impact by 10%. And if two players with guardian caps collide, it reduced severity by 20%.
That's insane.
Now, usually the math...
That's insane.
I ain't gonna hold you. That's pretty... No, actually, I ain't surprised by that. It's low-key just like... It's just extra padding. It's nothing crazy like you wearing an extra helmet on top of a helmet. It's just like more cushion. So I wasn't really expecting no like, oh shit, you know, we're going to increase y'all's concussion protection by like 15%, 45, 50%. I'm like, all right, a smooth 10%. In Tua's case, you need all you can get, bro. 1% is way better than 0. You feel me?
Hey, you need to go up at least like 10%. And I mean, that's what the thing does apparently. It reduces it by 10%. And I mean, Tua shouldn't be having those big collisions. He shouldn't be going head to head with nobody. So like, really all he has to worry about is, again, getting his head slammed on the ground, which that's the only thing.
It might just be it might just be the fact that he's Samoan. You know, they like to get in the paint. They like to box, you feel me? So it's like he's so used to just like, hey man, if you don't move, bro, I'm gonna just move you myself. So it's like one of those things where it's just like, fuck. Hey, it is what it is. You can't change it, bro.
Hey, bro, you can talk about, you know, you better move before I move you himself. Hey, Tua smaller than Jey Uso. So like, I don't know where he got that mentality from, but hey, throw it away, slide, get out of bounds.
I mean, slide, hey, if I'm 6'1", 220, I'm running into you niggas too. Y'all can see me outside.
All right, now when you do your thing. No, don't ask no questions. What happened? You know what happened. Put the guardian cap on.
I'm just saying, at Tua's height, being like a smooth inch taller than me, have extra 45 pounds of muscle. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'll be out there in the fucking trenches too on the fields, putting up blocks for Jalen Water while he's running down the sideline. Yeah, I'm down there, bro. I'm sorry.
If it's just not that clean, if it's 10% here and it's 10% there, you come together and it's 20%. Like, usually there's variables, diminishing returns at a certain point. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's usually not that cut and dry. But honestly, dog, just put that to the side. Because the word that jumps out is the word contributed. It contributed to nearly 50% reduction. Like, for me, it's hard to put a value on that because I can't really determine what percentage of the reduction of the report reported concussions. Did the Guardian Caps actually contribute? Is this another situation like 2019 where the NFL tested the ability to challenge pass interference? Only 13 out of 81 challenges was actually overturned, and because of that, the league decided the rule was a
Oh, don't get me started on this.
Oh, I still remember that.
don't
I
get
still
me
remember
started
that
on
pass
this.
interference from the Saints versus Rams game. It hurts me to watch that every single day.
Oh, it hurts you to watch. It hurts you to watch it.
Oh yeah,
It hurts you to watch.
I ain't gonna lie. I was going for Drew Brees getting to his second Super Bowl appearance. Watching that just made me sad. I was like, damn.
I shed real tears that day. I shed real tears. It's like I realized how unforgiving sports is that day. Like there was no, oh, let's give them a rematch. Like, oh, they'll fix it eventually. There was no fix. There was no justice. It just happened.
I mean, there was justice. Jared Goff got torched in the Super Bowl by Brady. No cap.
Care about that. We just gave Brady another ring. They robbed us of Breeze and Brady in the Super Bowl. That's the only reason why I say the NFL is not scripted. There's no way that they pass up on Breeze versus Brady. Especially when Breeze is the second fiddle, has been the generational second fiddle to Brady. I just feel like they would want that Super Bowl, man. And we should have got that Super Bowl. That single year, I believe, is what started the downfall of the Saints franchise.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I just can't.
100%.
I just can't. I just can't, man. Ever since that moment, the Saints have never been the same, never competed the same. It's just like that took away everything. That took everything away from this organization. I think it caused generational. It's going to cause a generational shift. We're not going to see that type of team for a decade now. You know, I'll be in my 30s by the time the Saints are back to competing for a Super Bowl, I believe. I just don't see it happening anytime soon.
It's almost been a decade since that play actually happened in real time. Damn. You weren't joking. Y'all might be cooked. But I mean, hey, bro, Tyler Shogue finna take us to the promised land. I'm telling you.
I'm going to ignore you and play the video.
a waste of time, and they completely scrapped it the very next year. But if you watch those games, it became clear at a certain point that some referee ego and pride was tied up in this experiment. It is my opinion, and this is pretty unemotional, meaning it's not tied to my team. I'm just watching the games. The proof I can offer you is that this was 2019, and in 2019, my team was tanking. So I wanted to lose so my team could rebuild. I had no dog in the fight. I was tweeting stuff like this. That allowed me to just kick back and watch and just observe the game without any real attachment. And the referees seemed a little annoyed by the fact that they was being robbed of some power. It really seemed like they hated the fact that their calls could be questioned. I saw with my own eyes them refuse to overturn clearly missed pass interference calls, and that variable completely threw off the numbers, so we didn't get a true experiment to see how effective the rule was. I said all that to say it is possible that a similar variable could have existed in this private concussion study, for which they haven't released the data, that claims the caps contributed to a 50% reduction. So it's possible. I don't know. I'm just saying it's possible. And here's two things that send it from possible to plausible. One, the NFL hasn't released the study to the public. I don't know the ins and the outs or the legal ramifications, but I would think that if you did a study and it yielded results this overwhelmingly positive, it seems like you would benefit from releasing that study. Keeping it covered up makes it unreasonable not to question it. Then the second thing is that there's been a few other studies that have been released, of course by other sources, that haven't been able to duplicate the same claims that the private study from the NFL did. Most of those studies came to a conclusion like this: the Guardian cap failed to significantly improve the helmet's ability to mitigate impact forces at most locations. Now you might say, Flim, seeing the conclusion of this study, why would you have an issue with TUA not wearing a cap? And while that's a good question, I got an even better answer that you find when you investigate most locations. If you look at the details, you can see that the Guardian cap only made a significant difference in one area of the helmet, and unfortunately for them, it's the least common spot for players in general to get hit while playing.
The rear end of the helmet. Hey, that's where Tua needs. That's where Tua needs it.
God damn
Tua
it!
needs it.
Oh, bruh. I didn't want to say nothing because I saw it. I was like, that's exactly where every time he's got a concussion this season is exactly where his head has hit the ground.
Where it is. If it works on the impact force for the rear, the back of the helmet, hey, that's what Tua needs. most of his concussions, besides like I think the DeMar Hamlin one, was him slamming his head on the back right here, on that sweet spot.
Shit, even in the DeMar Hamlin one, he hit his top of the head against DeMar Hamlin's helmet or shoulder. It still proves to be somewhat, at least, somewhat better. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, it's just like, fuck it, bro. You need it. You gotta wear it at that point. You gotta wear it to it. Take one for the team, please, bro. I'm begging you.
Ball, the back of the head. So they were able to show a decrease in GSI when taking force to the back of the head. And they was able to show a decrease in linear acceleration also when taking force to the back of the head. And while most players rarely get hit in the back of the head, most of Tua's concussions have come from exactly that. Other than this last time where I don't know what he was thinking, he usually gets concussions when he is getting sacked. He gets tossed to the ground and hits the back of his head in the exact spot the Guardian Cap has been proven to help. This is the type of concussion we've seen him get the most often, and it's the one he has the least control over. Again, the last one he got, bro, he could have slid. There was nothing happening on the field that forced him into the situation. I ain't here to beat him up about that. I'm just saying he made a bad decision. Whereas in those other situations, wasn't nothing he could do. So if you can have added protection to the back of the head, even a small percent, why leave that percentage on the table? Specifically into a situation where things are so drastic that you've literally contemplated retirement. Here's Tua's response to pretty much that exact same question. A lot of people out there might even agree with his take. How much risk do we take when we get up in the morning to go and drive to work? You could get into a car crash. I don't know what's gonna happen. Every single thing I think takes.
Alright, nigga, alright, bro. Alright, bro. Alright.
I hate when people use this shit as an example. When you get into the car, yeah, you could get into a car crash, but you're taking the right precautions so you don't get into one by not speeding, swerving lanes, drinking and driving, texting and driving. You feel me? It's like, fam, there's risk to it, but you're taking the right precautions. In your case, there is a risk to you playing football. Yeah, that's correct. But at the same time, you know that you got to take the right precautions, whether that be eating correctly so you don't get a cramp mid-game, taking care of your body so you don't pull your fucking hamstring or blow your ACL at like somebody's fucking goddamn back door, or putting on a Guardian Cap so you can at least reduce the risk of you getting a concussion. The same thing with driving a car. Yeah, even if you yourself, you do everything right, there's still a small chance somebody else's dumbass could hit your car, you feel me? But hey, the more you can lower that chance, you might as well take it, bro. I don't understand where that logic's coming from, what Tua is saying right now.
It's like, hey, I mean, we run a risk every time we get into the car, yeah. At that point, with that logic, hey, why don't we just go 100 down the road, no matter what, into a school zone? We might run into somebody anyway. Might as well go all the way. It just doesn't make sense.
It's risk. Every time we suit up, we're all taking the risk that we could potentially get hurt. Whether it's a concussion, a broken bone, anything. No matter what, it's still risk. You get up off the bed the wrong way, you potentially could risk spraining your ankle. Just getting out the bed. There's inherent risk in any and everything. And I'm willing to play the odds. That's it. Excuse me for adding little filler words and stuff like that. I just have a cadence when I speak, and sometimes people leave these spaces. But that's why I put the real quote up on the screen. That's just if you ever wonder why I do that sometimes. So obviously, bro, there's risk in everything you do. But also, every single day, we look for opportunities to reduce that risk, especially if the downside is minimal. And I feel like this response from Tua just completely ignores that. If you in a car crash like he alluded to, the seatbelt you wearing might not save your life, but it might. And that might, bro, that's enough. Especially if the only downside is that you look less cool. A quarterback studies hours of film on plays that the defense might not even run. You rep throws thousands of times, bro, over and over to reduce the risk of something going wrong in the game. But we watch the games and things still go wrong. Does that mean that the reps in the film was...
I didn't need to see that. We didn't need to say that, bro. We didn't need to see that. We didn't need to see that, man.
Hey, on Christmas Day, man, Tua turned the ball over, showed up. That boy was giving up Christmas presents. I remember that game. I remember that. I was like, damn, that's another pick. He threw another one. I was still watching the game. I'm like, damn, that's like his fourth one, ain't it? I think he threw 4 picks in that game.
It's the evil world we live in. It's the evil world. It's the evil world.
All for nothing. The next week, you still watch the film and you still take the reps because you know that even though you can't eliminate the risk, you're reducing the chances of things going wrong. You're still playing the odds, you're just tipping them ever so slightly into your favor. And you still might lose, but you give yourself the best chance that you possibly can. That's the point, bro. Who cares if you look like a bobblehead? It gives you a slightly better chance to keep doing what you love, and a slightly better chance to continue to have a higher quality of life later in your life. And it even feels like the rule that was put in to allow players to wear the Guardian caps in games was almost made specifically for Tua. He might be the single player that benefits the most from the rule, and the player who benefit from the Guardian cap the most out of anybody.
No, like literally, we were like concerned for this dude's life. I'm positive the Guardian cap was for him, and also for like the other dude. What's his name on the Colts? Naheem Hines, who like he had that one scare against the Broncos. He started walking with the concussion. That was actually terrifying. I was like, oh my god, turned into a zombie.
Okay, bro. I ain't trying to go back to class, bro, in my Dolphins jersey, and people be clowning me, throwing up C's, saying this your quarterback. I don't want to see that, bro.
We did do that.
For sure. It was very dark days when that shit was happening, bro. Dark days, real dark days.
Hey, guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. I did that.
Given away his concussions have come, but for reasons unknown, personal reasons, he's against wearing one, and I don't get that. I get not wanting to retire. That one I understand, and I didn't argue with people in every barbershop I go to. But check this out. If you like me and you disagree with this decision, the situation provides us with a fire opportunity. Alright, what opportunity am I talking about? I'm about to put a bow on it. Just hear me out real quick. Do you always wear a seatbelt in your car? Do you pull your car out in front of another car when they turn their signal on?
This is why I fuck with Flemlo. This is why I fuck with him. That boy put the bow on it like he said. Do you wear a seatbelt? Do you run red lights? Do you park illegally? You do everything to take precautions, right? You don't go to the gym. Let me put 200 pounds on the bar. Let me see what I can do. No warm up, no nothing. You don't do that. You don't do that. You take precautions in everything that you do. So the Guardian cap is just the extra precaution to it. That's all that we're saying, man.
No cap, bro. I'm hoping he sees this video, fam, because it's getting to a point where it's just like you're just afraid to look stupid. It's not about safety, this and that, the third. Because I refuse to believe your parents didn't talk to you about this and say, "Hey, bro, just put on the Guardian cap," you know. And there's also no way you thought about that example with the cars and you didn't think that, oh, we use seatbelts and stuff like that. It's like, come on, fam. What are we doing, bro? Just put on the Guardian cap. Save everybody some time. Save everybody some money. Save everybody some stress and worry. Because I'm not trying to see you on the ground again throwing up C's.
Hey, man, it's definitely a tragedy. But hey, that's going to do it for today's video. If you like the video, leave a comment down below. What do you believe about the Guardian caps and will it help Tua? You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And before you head out, Oseji, do you have any last words for the people?
Bro, Tua, put on that goddamn cap, bro. I'm tired of getting flamed everywhere I go for you getting concussions, bro. Put the cap on, man.
And with that, we out.